We're not yet live because I'm checking. It's still loading.
Perfect.
Okay, so I think we're live now. Welcome everyone. So I'm Rita from the Tech Hiring Community Conference 2021, and I have Gianluca here with me. He's Gianluca Rosagna, and he's here to talk about employee versus contractors and how to manage this effectively. I'll be your host today, and Gianluca is going to present now. So if you have any questions, leave them on the Q&A box on the right, and we'll reserve like 5 minutes in the end to talk about them. Please comment on the chat if you're listening to everything well. So I think everything is okay. So I'll pass the ball to you, Gianluca, and you can start. I will shut off my screen so only you appear.
Hello, everyone. Gianluca here. I didn't want to put the presentation right on because we are human resources. And at this, I wanted to connect with you a little bit. So to put a little bit of the mood, I will share with you one of my favorite songs. Some of you may like it, some are not. But I think that we can do things a little bit different, right? I will share my screen anyway. I like to set up the mood a little bit. Perfect. So now that we are a little bit more on the mood, I will start my presentation. Diogo, Rui, Hang, and others asked me to talk about employees versus contractors and how to manage these effectively. I had some experience in my career managing RPOs and being a contractor myself. So I had a little bit of experience, but I also gather some insights from industry colleagues and experts to also share more information with you all. Don't forget that if you have any question or you want to ask anything or add value in any way, Rita and me will be more than happy to do so. First things first, of course, you may say like, who's this guy talking right now, right? My name is Gianluca Rosagna. I'm a professor, consultant, HR expert, polyglot in talent with more than 11 years of experience. My purpose is to change people's lives. That's why I chose the human side of things. Right now, I just started a new adventure as principal in Booking.com. I'm going through the costs of making tourism available for everyone back again. And I just love this. And I was at Global, where I just helped the team scale from 2 tech recruiters to more than 30, from 25 engineers to more than 340 when I left. And I cannot be more proud. We made things very, very nice there. And I will share my experience with the RPOs just in Global. I co-founded Lift, that is an educational startup to elevate the talent of people in diverse ways. And I have written some books for self-development, one in 3 languages, El Camino, actually it's here. It's to find your purpose or what you want to do with your career more aligned. Your Tu Fuerza Interior in Spanish. I created a recruitment methodology called Project Gaia. You can check it out in www.lift.es. Podcasts, YouTube, Tech for Recruiters, and so on. I love to add value. That's me. Too much talking about that. Now, I would like to put a context before talking about this, why I do believe that the topic about contractors is so important right now. We are in an industry, and the world, the economy of the world is changing so fast that we need to understand a little bit how these may reshape. And this is why the first topic is the future of work. After that, we will talk about my experience with this at scale, managing contractors, then the experience of my great peers. I will like to open a debate before ending, and then of course, contact details. So let's talk about a baby boomer. My father was a baby boomer in 1947. Normally baby boomers tend to have one job, to have one job, right? So they marry their job, they feel secure, and they stayed in a job 10, 20 years, right? After that, for example, I will say me, that I'm Generation Y. I hope yesterday I made 33 years old. I don't know if I'm in X already. No, but example, our generation is a little bit more open to have side gigs or other projects and things meanwhile we have a job, right? For example, I'm a professor, I have some books, and at the same time, I'm working as a principal at Booking, right? But what things are going to be by some experts, I have read some books and gathered some information from the industry. And there's this belief that maybe in the future, people will have a lot of projects, not just one full-time, but a lot of projects, right? And this is already happening, right? The digital nomads and many things happening around. Sorry that I didn't change some things in Spanish, but I will explain with the mouse, okay? So let's see this pyramid. This pyramid, it's the pyramid of how economy and work is going to be, or is it's already there, right? In the bottom line here, you say trabajadores micro. In English, it's micro workers. So here you have workers that are available for one specific thing. So you go to Amazon Mechanical Turk or Cloud Factory or Click Worker, you can hire someone to make one specific thing in one of your projects. This is already happening. The second tier, it's on-demand tier. I used to work for Globo. That's on demand. So if you're a courier, you get to these on-demand apps or platforms, and you know that you have work because there's demand, right? So you have Globo, Uber, Didi, Deliveroo, many, many more. And this is already happening. There are certain economies and politics that work different in each country, but this is moving forward more and more. Then we have the third tier, that it's the blue collar, right? People that work for a company and so on for 8 hours. Fourth tier, white collar, freelancers. And the top of the top are the top experts, people that are freelancers or companies that offer services but are more expensive because they are top experts, right? So what this means in the future of work is that probably in the future, for a company or a project or a startup, will be more convenient, probably, this is not a last word, this is just a gather of information, please let's share, but probably will be cheaper to hire per project and a lot of contractors and freelancers than to hire a long-term undefined contract and so on, because there are a lot of other costs. So this is already happening. And I wanted to start with this because dealing with contractors is very, very important. And I will share with you some experiences. First of all, let's talk about who is who, the normal type of contractors. RPO, recruitment process outsourcing. As the name says, employers bring on board a consulting team on site to help you hire. MSPs, external outsourced company that operates as an external arm of your company to help you drive growth and secure success to your organization, right? It's similar to an RPO, but focuses entirely on temporary workers. I didn't have experience with this directly. Then we have a contractor, where this is like an RPO, but not in-house. They offer support to diverse services. I don't know, call it recruitment agencies, right? And in-house members. Come on, Gianluca, we already know what's an in-house member, right? So I will tell you my story with an RPO team at Global, right? And I made that graphic so it's more nice for all of the listeners. So it was me back then, wanted to hire for Global when there were 25 engineers. And this person right here, he's amazing. He's an inspiring leader. And at that time, we didn't have VP of engineering either. The VP of product was interim VP of product and VP of engineering. So they didn't knew exactly with data and metrics and how our processes and everything that we could do, how many people we could hire in certain time. So he came and said, hey, I want a backend, a front end, an Android, maybe an engineering manager or another engineering manager. Also DevOps. No, wait, SRE or DevOps? What's that? Another backend. I need 300 engineers. So we freaked out. We were like, oh no, 300 engineers. We were 2 tech recruiters in that time. And we were like, oh no, what are we going to do? We're doing everything. We're doing recruitment. We're doing scheduling, coordination. We're doing sourcing. We're doing treatment with partners and agencies. We're doing mobility. We were doing a lot. The alarm raised. We were like, hey, everything is fine. No, it wasn't. We need to protect ourselves. Candidate experience was going very bad. At the end, we were having like 40 interviews a week between my friend, my colleague and me, right? 2 people, 80 to 100 interviews per week, 1 every 30 minutes, like hectic days. And then with the team, we decided to hire more support ones, right? We decided to hire some RPO teams to help us, but they started to work with us and they couldn't get what exactly we needed very fast. And management was more focused on asking them to deliver more than actually thinking on how to make them deliver, right? And I understand this in a way, not fully, but if you are paying for a service, you expect that service is complete and you just need to receive the results, right? I understand that. But I don't understand how we forget that we are all humans. We are all earthlings. And even if they come to give us a hand, why we don't invest a little bit of time on them? This is, of course, open to discussion, but they were not going to deliver. Maybe they were going to be cut at the contract faster than normal. But then I decided to put my helmet on. I am very passionate about people, right? So I didn't want to let them sleep without giving proper trainings and mentality and what exactly we were looking. After that, I invested with them and they started to get results, the majority of them. And then COVID came. But my key learnings when managing an RPO team. First, include them as part of the team. You cannot expect someone just to work for you and deliver results as a machine. If they want, okay, but we're all people, right? So I had one-on-ones with them. I had mentorships and coachings with them. I had everything as a team member. I had also an event that we made outside to share with them. And I treated them as a one more, right? We're all earlings in that sense. And in all the senses. Life is not a transaction. Help them to unblock. Again, we're people, right? So management was expecting them to deliver or goodbye, but I believed in them and I used my time to train them and motivate them and coach them. For me, it was nice because at the end, I just didn't just connected with someone else that was really nice, but I also made them understand what we needed. And then give them full access. Let them be ambassadors. Again, Simon Sinek always talks about, I'm just reading The Infinite Game. I love that book after reading The Why. Everything starts with the why. And if you have a just cause, if you have a why, and they don't know it, it will be more difficult to them to really not just feel it and transmit it and the sense of belonging to the candidates, but it's important that we make them full part of this. And I will share some more experience of my colleagues that are there. Now I will explain you my experience with contractors and as a contractor, right? There are certain things that also as a contractor I would love to have used before. But if you are a team of contractors or you're working with them, I think you should share with them the staffing plan. They need to know what are your needs in Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4. They need to know, as also your internal team, right? They need to know the conversion rates. If I right now, I'm working at booking.com and travel, I know that has been hit a little bit hard. I'm already investigating through what are historic conversion rates and what's happening and data to understand how to approach this. Also, as recruiters and sourcers, I know what's my response rate, right? My weekly response rate. I can share that with the client to actually improve my relationship and my work. That was an example from a number of people I contact, a number of people answer, right? What I said before, historic data, you can use predictive models. I don't have the time to do full predictive models, but let's say for a backend engineer, you needed 130 candidates to hire 3 people. That means that you already know how many people you need per pipeline based on your data to make a hire. That's very useful. Why don't ask it to your clients as a contractor, or why don't give it to the contractors to make a better job? Know your interviewing capacity from recruitment and also from your technical teams, not just tech, right? But if you know that me as a recruiter, I like to do 25, 30, 25 max interviews a week in good quality, or 20 interviews a week, and pass the rest of my time doing all the rest. You also should know that from your technical teams. How many hours per week, in my case, our engineers have to interview our candidates? Like this, we can avoid bottlenecks, because if we have a number of engineers that can do a number of hours per week, I can know how many, or predict how many candidates I can put in the pipeline. This is flawless for contractors. This is an example. We even knew about people that were on holidays, so we will have less capacity, right? And that's very important to know. All these numbers are fictional, so don't worry. I changed them for taking care of all the information. Then the time to hire and the time that the candidates pass through each of the phases. Each process is different, but you can ask to your client as a contractor, what's the time to hire for this position? How many days per round the candidates are? So you already know more or less how to manage better expectations. And the last thing, blockers and NPS. If your client has an NPS, please ask about the information there. You will get much, much better. Now, I have 5 more minutes and I want to share some experience of my great peers and then open a 5-minute debate with you. I went out and asked many of my wonderful peers and colleagues about their experiences, right? First, my amazing director, global director, Jolie Denboer, she told us that by law, there could be some differences on how you can manage contractors per country. This is very interesting because a sourcing, right? When you source, you need to know your markets the same way when you work with contractors. You need to know in which country you are and how the laws are managing that. But overall, you should not make any difference in how you manage them. Wow, very powerful message. It's the same that I told you. It's again another leader thinking about this. They should be equal treatment and managed the same way. Don't forget about this. I truly agree with Jolie. And by law, maybe you are not their manager. They will not get company benefits and no bonus, and equipment can be different, but still you can make them part of the team, right? So just be aware of that. Then my amazing Ala that she's presenting today also, and she said that in my experience, the most successful teams I work in were managing contractors and employees in almost similar ways, but with a small difference in managing their time and setting up objectives. She gave us 3 insights. 1, more long-term planning for employees and short-term for contractors because of their specifics of their projects, type of work, and thought of deadlines, right? Enabling contractors themselves to provide different instruments for measuring their productivity and efficiently organizing the updates companies need from them. Important. Whereas employees have set and agreed ways of measuring their performance. So we always can help them with that. I did that with them, and it's very useful. And the third, organizing retrospective meetings, not only for employees, but also engaging contractors so that together they can identify obstacles and work them out. Again, we're a team with the same purpose. We're all humans. Love that. Thank you, Ala. Dani Martos, also co-founder of Hired and recruitment ops lead right now at Pre-Apply. A contractor RPO is a great way to grow your team, right? For a specific project, minimizing risks. If you treat them as an external resource, you won't get there 100%. He thinks as I think, right? To do that, you need to onboard them and integrate them exactly in the same way as you do with an internal employee. I do agree with Danny again. We are seeing a lot of similarities. Working as a contractor and having limited access to the company resources is very frustrating. Sign an NDA if needed, right? And make sure that they have access to all training, tools, and other resources. Katty, head of talent acquisition on the workshop, she shared that I work with the internal talent acquisition team who are 360-degree recruiters, but depending on the business needs, engage with contractors or specialized headhunters if needed to be, right? Then, as talent acquisition is susceptible to business shifts, changes, and cycles, one can offer different engagement models throughout different cycles. Hypergrowth versus stability, right? You need to understand where your company is. And contract, permanent, FTE, with the view of making sure the career development path is in place and inspiring regardless of the duration of the engagement. Very important and something new. And with the rise of distributed workforce approach, I love it. Different legislative challenges apply depending on the region. Very similar to what Jolly shared with us. It is an opportunity of having a diverse and skilled team from different backgrounds. Thought I wouldn't miss. Thank you, Katty, for this. And now I will open exactly 5.5 debate with you. Rita will help me. I put Elon Musk. I just reading his biography. I don't know if you saw the video of Neuralink and the monkey 1 week ago. I recommend it to you. But I want to know, what is your experience with this? Let's share some knowledge. This is the purpose of everything of life for me and nothing. Time to share and learn. I don't know if you have experience with this. Rita.
Hi again. So can you hear me, Gianluca?
Yes.
Great. So we have 2 questions so far, I think. So let's start with the first one, which is, what do you think are the risks for people working as contractors versus the ones who have long-term contracts?
Very, very good question. And this is something that will rise over and over when this shift happens. Of course, is how secure you are in terms of feeling secure inside of oneself, right? And apart from that, your monthly income, you will not have a monthly income and you will not be sure if you can reach a deadline or not, and so on. So it depends. If you are a freelancer, this happens. If you're an RPO team, also you have an objective to reach, and it's a lot of high pressure in this sense. So it depends. Again, it not just depends on the type of work you're doing, but also depends on the type of work your in-house team or client has. As Katty said, if you are in a hyper growth or a stability phase, it depends. But normally is how secure you can feel, right?
Yeah, thank you so much for that answer. I hope it answers this from an anonymous user. So let's hope it answers his question. So we have another one, which is, what are the differences of your roles between global and booking?
Really good question. So at Globo, I was a manager. I was managing a couple of leads and teams and making sure that everything was directly. And at Booking, as a principal, I will be in charge of, as an IC, first of all, it's an IC, but on the same level, with the purpose of more influencing high management, understanding data, understanding pain points, and more of a contributor of the global process, and of course hands-on for executive roles than just managing the team. So I will be more focused on improving. My objective is to try to leave the day that it comes the team of Booking better that I have found it before. That's my whole objective, and share with the people.
That's great. Thank you so much for that answer. Also hope that answers. I don't see any more questions at the moment. So if you have anything else to say, Gianluca, now is the time.
No, nothing. First of all, thank you, Rita, and everyone listening here. I'm always available. You can reach me out to gianluca@live.es, my number. If you're through Barcelona, given the restrictions, we can have a beer. Don't forget to connect with people in a real way. That's the thing that matters most. And nothing.
Exactly.
Obrigado.
Obrigado, Gianluca. Thank you so much. So Gianluca has left his contacts here. So if you want to get in touch with him, know anything else about him or something that he knows, please don't forget to get in touch with him. Also, thank you, Gianluca, for participating and for accepting our invitation, for being here and for your contribution. I really loved your presentation. And just to remind people that today is, a busy day. We have a lot of sessions going on. Don't forget to engage. We have also tables with several themes that you can participate throughout the day. So check it out in the lobby. And that's it. I hope you have a great day and that you've enjoyed the session. And thank you once again, Gianluca.
Thank you, Rita. And everyone, enjoy the day. There's a lot to learn. Bye.
Bye-bye. I'm going to end the session now.
Bye.